folks. This is Blind Adam. This is the Awesome Sauce Comics podcast, and today we have the regular co-hostess. What's up, Kate?
I'm back. What's up, everybody?
You know, not much. The Awesome Sauce family's probably doing good.
Well, that's better than last time I asked how everyone's doing.
Portrait flip.
That's true. Well, so since the last time we've gotten together, we've actually got to see each other again, which was awesome.
29
Yay!
seconds.
Blind date. It was awesome.
Yep.
I made a joke.
Well, I always said that a blind person should be allowed to go on a blind date, but, you know.
I think, legit, that was one of my favorite Bruce Willis movies. Way back in the 80s.
I haven't seen it in years. I'd have to go back and re-see it.
It was funny. It was funny.
My first exposure to Willis was Moonlighting.
Yes. It was around that time frame.
Alright. So we saw each other at the yoga houses
Yoga Hoseres, yeah.
Event last Tuesday. Thank you for spending the day with me. You and Brian and Beth.
Yeah, Bethany came out. I was bummed. She was bummed that she didn't have tickets for the theater, but she came out for the premiere, and, I said I'm glad that she lives in town or nearby. I'm like, hey, I'm here. Come and see me. She hung out a while. That was
Really? She didn't have tickets to get for the movie?
No. It was kind of a last-minute thing. She came from work and everything, too.
Aw. It's wondering why I didn't see her. That explains why I didn't see her afterwards. Okay.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, I didn't ditch her, I promise. I love her. There was Bethany and then my friend Brian. Brian and I grew up together. So we carpooled out to Red Bank and met Blind Adam and attended a Kevin Smith premiere. So you can mark that off my bucket list. Not that I don't want to do anymore. That was awesome.
It was amazing.
Awesome. All the shenanigans. Now, we tried to make a day of it. We tried to go to Secret Stash early, but kind of got blocked out because they were filming for Comic Book Men Season 6. But the exciting part of that was they also blocked out a very important person by the name of Jay Muse. This guy pulls up on his bike. I'm looking like, that is a sweet motorcycle. I look at him like, it's Jay. So it was pretty funny. I looked at him like, don't you know people? Like, can't you get in there? Don't you know somebody?
I can't believe they actually blocked him out. I was laughing.
They were actively filming whatever scene or whatever take they were doing. They were actively filming it, so it would have interrupted the entire filming process.
Alright, that makes sense. Because I actually bumped into him at Starbucks.
Oh, yeah? They probably went right down there while he was waiting to get in.
Yeah, no, because that's like one of his favorite places in the world.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
He was very cool. So I did get to see the Secret Stash in the end. Once they wrapped filming for the show, they allowed everybody to come back in. They actually stayed open late for that night, which was really great for people that were waiting to get in and people that were coming into town to attend the premiere.
Yeah, I'm actually very happy that they did that, because I got there. Yep.
You got there around the same time I did, and I bumped into you outside the stash then, or I saw you walking down the street. Like, hey.
Yep. No, actually, because they just sat me in the on the bench, because because I was hoping if I sat in the bench, we would eventually bump into each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it just happened to have worked out.
As I actually have ideas cooking with Ming, I'm hoping to do something there at the stash. Have some ideas going. And I guess I have to keep it all secret, as always.
Yeah, it's true. Actually,
I actually
had to...
Anything but that walrus.
He must have been so hot in that costume.
Yeah, in his Bratzy costume?
Yep.
That was so funny. I did not know it was him until he started talking. I barely looked at him. I'm like, okay, it's some guy, dressed up really something. I should have known. Because who else would they put in this suit besides me?
And then he was the shortest guy that they have there too.
Each other and says, "Oh my God, is that Ming in there? Dressed as a sausage?" Yep, that's Ming.
Well, just think, he's the one member of the staff that they like to torture the most and do that stuff to. So.
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah. You know, so like I said, I got to talk to Walter for a few minutes, which I was really happy about.
I got to see Walt. I still haven't gotten to meet him yet. I mean, brushed past several times, but he was busy, and I couldn't say, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
Next time, Walt. I can't wait to meet you, dude.
Yeah, and then like I said, Mike helped me shop for like 2 seconds. For whatever was left by the time I got into the shop.
I think I got my most time with Mike, so yay, I got my hugs from Mike. Love that guy.
Yep, and then I think I didn't actually see Ming, which, you know, I think he was helping someone at the moment.
Do you mean you didn't get to see Ming before they stuffed him into a sausage casing?
Exactly. Well, the last time I saw the last time I saw Ming was at Heroes and Villains Fan Fest back in July, when he, you know, scared the crap out of me in a hotel lobby. So.
Listen, guy's gotta have his fun.
Yeah, that's true. I was out, I'm walking, and I get tapped in the shoulder, and I should have known it was him. But he's like, hey, he's like, it's Ming. He's like, hey, it's Ming. What's up?
It seems like that group of guys, if they're not picking on you, then they don't like you anymore. Kind of like hanging out with your uncles.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, actually, because Mike was, he's like, no, I was going to let you trip over the rack of shirts before I helped you. And I'm like, I said, we can do that, but just please film it.
Did you buy any shirts?
Yeah, I bought a Fat Man on Batman shirt.
Nice. I was looking for ladies' tees. I did wind up with a unisex, but the way it fits, I love it. It's one of their baseball shirts, so it has James Silent Bob logo on the front. I love it. I've already worn it like 3 times.
Nice. I just wore it for the first time yesterday, and like I do laundry before I go up to Boston, so.
Yeah. Let's see. So what else? Did you like the movie?
I loved the movie. It's in my top.
I had a very good time. I mentioned before, I really, I'm sorry, I was still Team Yes Walrus, but I wasn't such a huge fan of Tusk, so I wasn't sure what to expect going in for Yoga Hosers, because it's not exactly a sequel, but it's related, it's part of the trilogy, and Harley comes out on stage and, you know, pours her heart out. Definitely had a good time roasting her dad, and she goes, well, I mean, it's just really weird, like, it's fun, but it's weird, and it was everything she said, and it was fantastic. I had a really good time watching that.
Actually, her roasting her dad was probably one of my favorite highlights of the night. Because the last time I saw Harley, she was like 6 years old.
First time I've seen her, first time, you know, attending one of the Kevin Smith events, so everything was overwhelmingly awesome. And she's just charming. I very much enjoyed her.
Like I said, it's nice to have seen her all grown up, because the last time she was sitting on her Uncle Jay's lap, putting her signature on Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back DVDs, whether you wanted it or not. You know,
I hope those people held on to those.
Yeah, I think I still have one somewhere.
That was something else I picked up at the stash, was the Mallrats companion, especially with Mallbrats coming out. So I picked up the companion guide, which was probably overstock from when they made the movie, I'm not sure. But Kevin Smith signed all of them, and that's something easy that I can take with me to the cons. So the next time I get to meet Rooker, I'll have something in my bag for him to sign.
Oh, it's actually Rooker. London does the convention circuit. In fact, he's going to be at a convention I'll be at in about 2 weeks. Brian.
Oh, I have ample Brian signatures. Brian was wonderfully generous to me the last time that we did a con poster. I got his Brutal Massacre movie, which was partly filmed in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, near where I live. So he was definitely way cool. Got lots of signatures from him. But the next time I see him, if I have that on me, I'll definitely get that one signed as well. But my dream for Rooker, which Rob Bruce clued me in on, we were at a con. It was the first time I met Rob. We were hanging out, chatting, getting to know each other, whatever. Our tables were near each other. And I was speaking with him, and Rooker came on. I'm like, oh, I'd love to meet Rooker. He goes, well, why don't you go meet him? I'm like, well, I'm working the table, but, we're chatting, and I said, well, he said, did you want something signed or whatever? I'm like, well, yeah. I said, but I have it at home, because they said initially at this con they didn't want you to bring everything from home, I understand. I said, I have, the double-sided, I have the Tombstone poster. I said, I realize he's not on the poster, but he was such a huge role in that movie, and that is always one of my all-time favorite movies. And he said, oh, he would love that. I'm like, yeah, sure. He goes, no, seriously, he would love that. I'm like, well, I love the movie. I'd have something JFK for him to sign, except I totally liked that off of Cinemax back in the day. VHS. Yes, I still have VHS.
You know what? I'm actually want to buy a VHS player because back at San Diego Comic-Con, Fox did a limited edition VHS Deadpool.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I just want it for nostalgia because, VHS was my life for like 5 years.
Understand that.
Yeah.
I read online that Ryan Reynolds showed up to the Suicide Squad premiere in his Deadpool costume.
Yep.
I mean, what else do you do with that? Except be awesome and show up at your friend's movie premieres wearing your sweet-ass Deadpool costume.
I heard that the director of Suicide Squad apologized for saying F Marvel.
For saying what?
F Marvel.
Aw. Hey, I guess let him have his moment. I'm hoping to see that tonight.
Same here.
So we'll have to recap on that later, but I've really read mixed reviews of it, which kind of bummed me, but it seems that a lot of critics are poo-pooing it, and then a lot of fans are loving it. So, to me, that's happy middle of the road.
And that's what I've been seeing too. And, I don't put a lot of stock in the Rotten Tomatoes, so...
Oh, I never do. All I'm looking for is a fun time, and that's what this movie looks like. So I'm excited for it. Thank you for making that movie, everybody. I'm excited for it.
Yep. And I can't wait. So... like I said, I really... And then, of course, the cool thing about Kevin Smith events is just a sense of community and the sense of brotherhood you get at them.
Absolutely.
I mean, after you helped me get to the train station, as I told you in the PM, the train didn't come till like 4:08 in the morning.
That's crazy.
And there was like someone else who was waiting for the train, and he's like, what'd you think of the Kevin Smith event? And he's actually an aspiring filmmaker.
Nice.
Hey, Roland.
Wawa hoagie?
What's that?
Is that the guy eating a Wawa hoagie?
Yeah.
That guy was good people.
We actually wound up becoming really, really good, really, really good friends. So that's the awesomeness of a Kevin Smith event.
Yeah, it is. Everybody is good people. It's neat because you see so many people come out from around town in the community. Tons of us that drive there to be part of this event, but you're still part of the larger community because of Kevin Smith,
Yeah. It was cool. Like, Robert Bruce actually helped me get to the restaurant that I ate at, which was nice.
He's such a gentleman. I love Rob.
Yeah. Gave me his phone number. He said, if you need help getting back, just call me. Like I said, I'm glad you had a really, really good time at your first, Kevin Smith event.
It's Kevin Smith. How could I not?
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
Seriously though, I mean, the movie was very funny. I had a good time at the movie, but it's everything else surrounding the movie. It's just good people.
Yeah.
I said it the last time that I don't know if he gravitates towards them or they gravitate towards him, but he has very good people surrounding him that I'm very lucky to know. That they're just good dudes, and they're good friends. They're so approachable. They're fun, and it's nice to be, even if I'm not like their colleague per se. It is nice to be amongst them at the ponds and in work areas. That it's just they make it so enriching, and they're always willing to help everyone.
You know what? I'm about to break character for a second. I've known those guys for almost 20 years now. And, you know, I just feel so blessed every time I'm around them that they took a visually impaired kid and really helped him become the man he is today. I don't think I would have had a lot of things in my career, professionally and professionally, without their friendship and help. You know, I love those guys.
Life without friends.
You know, very, 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 very much.
Mushy moment. We love you guys.
Yep. Alright, so,
Holding it together? Are you okay?
yeah, I'm good.
You good?
It's nothing that a craft beer wouldn't cure.
Yeah, I have one of those.
So,
Afternoon happy hour, a little early happy hour today.
cool.
I'm not driving tonight, okay? Just
That's
put
cool.
that out there, I'm not driving.
Yep. So what's do in the world of pinups and pitbulls?
Pinups for Pitbulls had a whirlwind weekend. We had so many events, a lot around the Philly and New Jersey area. There was a punk rock flea market. There was, oh my gosh, so we teamed up with another charity on Saturday.
Was that the car wash?
No, this one was at the Harley Davidson in Langhorne. So they hosted an event for a group called Alpha Bravo Canine. And this group pairs service dogs with military service people that have been injured in service or suffer from PTSD, so that they have a companion. They have, you know, a therapy dog. I mean, the dogs are so cute, but it was a really worthy cause. This was not a Pinups for Pitbulls event, but they teamed up to have us just come as pinups. They did a poker run, which was really neat, and we weren't sure about the weather, and what really struck my heart was that they were expecting rain in the afternoon, and some people didn't ride their motorcycles to do the poker run, but they packed in the cars and they did the poker run anyway. So essentially you would have like a nice motorcycle ride. You'd have a 15-20 minute ride in between, you know, 4 or 5 stops. They'd stop, we'd have a water break for them, and they would pick a poker card, and they would try to be building, you know, their poker hand based on what they picked at these stops. And we had volunteers everywhere, so they got to interact with us, learn what our organizations all did. So the Harley Davidson hosted it. It was a beautiful facility run by really nice people. Alpha Bravo Canine was the benefit. They had their dogs, they had their people there talking about their organization. You can find them on Facebook. They were really, really solid people. And then they enlisted the help of other pinup groups. So they had us come and model and just speak with people and hand out water and just be fun and awesome. So it was Pinups for Pitbulls, and it was Heels for Combat Boots, I think is the group. And we all came together just to help this out. I had a 6-day week, and, you know, we were trying to recruit people in our organization and said, hey, there's this other group, there's this event. For me, it was over an hour drive. I teamed up with another local volunteer, and we carpooled together down there. And I said, I'm like, you know, I'm so tired, and I will sleep tomorrow because I've got to do this. I've got to join with this group. It was such a great cause.
That's
so
awesome.
On Saturday, the flea market I mentioned, punk rock flea market. Deirdre, our founder, Little Darling, she and Jeff and a ton of our team leaders and calendar girls all teamed together. They were at This Is Hardcore Fest in Philly, which was a huge, like, I guess there's like thrash and there's metal and this hardcore rock music festival. So they had tons of vendors and food outside, and they had a huge lineup of a ton of different bands.
That's good.
Out of a month of travel. They're so awesome. They're such road warriors.
Yeah,
They do tirelessly work.
She's like a miniature living superhero, Deirdre.
She totally is. Oh my gosh, she's gonna love that you said that, because she totally is.
Yeah, she, like I said,
she's a force to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Force of nature.
Like I said, whatever I could do to help, whoever's getting the word out about stuff, I love what Pittbulls and pittbulls does.
I love what they do. I'm so happy to be a volunteer. Deirdre empowered me to speak with you about it today. Most of the press we defer to either our one volunteer coordinator or to Deirdre herself. And like I said, she's just been back to back, one spot to the next. She's not been home. So it's tough to keep banging out interviews. So she was, you're friends with Adam. Would you want to talk to him? I'm like, yeah.
Cool. Just because, like I said, I follow her personal account and the Pin Up for Pittbulls account on Twitter, and
for dogs.
I was just like, I was just like, is this woman ever home?
She is sometimes, and they have their animals, and their animals go with them on a lot of trips.
That's cool.
Which was a really great feat for last year's calendar, since last year's calendar theme was traveling with your pit bull type dog. It's something she has extensive experience with, knowing that, hey, I can't take my pit bull type dog here, or I can take them here, but, I have problems here, or there's a breed ordinance there, and, you come across people that are really not pleased, People think that we're just judgmental and preachy about it, but, in my personal experience anyway, some people, not others, there's a huge community that follows, that supports, but sometimes you meet that rare person that is, thinks you're judgy about it. I've never met a less judgy group of people. When somebody advocates for something, they usually tend not to be judgmental. Other people might think that they're judgmental, and it comes off that way maybe because, they feel that they could do more, but every little bit helps, and I've really not known a more welcoming, just accepting group of people that are all there just to help dogs. And it's funny that people sometimes think that, you blow things out of proportion, but I took my dog around town today, We're celebrating her 10th birthday.
Yay!
So we had a nice welcome all around town. We went to the bank, so we barked at people. We're still working on drive-through stuff, Sometimes she's great, sometimes she's not. Sometimes people pull up next to you, and it surprises her, so she starts barking, And people were cool. She got biscuits through the little tube, and then we went down to the farm market. We stopped for some fresh groceries from the Buy Fresh, Buy Local vendor, and so I said, I left the air conditioning running for her in the car, and it popped in real quick, and I said, is it okay if I bring Zoe in here? I said, I said, she's a little hyper today, so I said, I left the car running in case, you don't want her in here. And they said, no, that's fine, bring her in. So she went grocery shopping with me, and, we skittered across the floor a little bit. Lou was really excited to check out all the fresh produce, and everyone was so sweet and so cool with her, and she had to adjust to a new
it's unfortunate. Yes, especially, because, I had a couple of friends who've been having, problems with Uber with their guide dogs as of late.
Yeah.
And so, hey,
I'm quite insured. Dog make a mess.
Hopefully one day we'll just live in a world where no one cares anymore, hopefully.
Well, that's what we try to aim for, is that dogs are just dogs. And I mean, just think of it, so you have Ash, which is this little thing, Now imagine if somebody looked at your dog and wouldn't pet your dog, or just made a huge fuss about you bringing your dog in because she was dangerous.
I'd be like, nah, she's not dangerous.
Does she bite people?
No, but she does have a loud bark.
Well, it doesn't matter if she's never bitten anybody. She might just snap at any moment and just completely lash out on somebody. Because that's what dogs like Ash do.
Nah. Really? That's news to me.
See? It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what people say about pit bull type dogs. They're just dogs. And
I mean, that
label them that their temperament is going to make them prone, that it doesn't matter how good a dog is, that someday they're just going to snap.
Let me ask you. Let me ask your opinion on this, because I saw this video on YouTube, and I actually want to debate the person on this podcast or any forum that will host me. How do you feel that someone who has a seeing eye dog is putting the dog into slavery?
I mean, no. It's as long as the person treats that dog with respect.
Yeah.
Attends to the dog's needs as well. Dogs are companions, and most of them are chosen for service because their temperament, they're very much people pleasers. They're doing a job, they're usually very fulfilled for doing that job.
Thank you, because someone put out this.
As long as you're being rewarded for it, that's the thing. So if you're treating that dog properly, and that dog is in good health and lives in a clean environment, gets what that dog needs, then there are many dogs that are quite fulfilled by doing those duties.
Yeah, 'cause I saw this video on YouTube, which I forget the lady's name off the top of my head, but it's basically saying that people who use guide dogs are basically making slaves out of the animal, and it's regardless if the dog is rewarded or not, it's basically animal cruelty. And I'm like,
I do not feel that way, but again, like I said, as long as the animal is treated the way the animal should be treated and cared for.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. But there are people that believe that we shouldn't have pets at all, and there are organizations out there that believe that it's a mercy to put an animal down as opposed to having it adopted out into a family, because they should be wild and free and left alone. There are people that believe that. I personally don't.
Same here. I can't imagine my my day without my little 10-pound or 15-pound sleeping partner.
Well, yeah, and that's what we try to, Pitters for Pit Bulls tries to keep things positive. And there's a lot of plight that these dogs suffer, but our main goal is positivity. It's making positive changes for these types of dogs to try and stop negative uses for these animals, shall we say? They're mistreated. They're just mistreated. So even people that, just have them at home and leave them tethered outside all day, that's not healthy for the animal. People that want the animal because they look tough, and then they're using things like prong collars, or they're negatively treating the animal in order to try and quote-unquote train them. We try to do positive things. So there's always going to be negative out there, and there's always things that, you can go on and on about the negative stuff. What we try to do is concentrate on the positive. So when somebody asks us training questions, instead of saying, you're doing this wrong, we don't ever say that. We try to encourage people instead to look to positive training. We have resources on the pinupsforpitbulls.org website that can direct people to trainers, to videos, free videos online that will help you positively train, positively reinforce your dog, whatever kind of dog you have. So there's humane treatments out there that will give you great responses with training your best friend. And we try to give people happy images to look at with our calendars. Who doesn't love pretty ladies and cute dogs? And
that's an awesome combo.
Exactly. So you'll not find any volunteer in this organization that doesn't want what's best for the dogs, that isn't, a positive person, that we do it.
Actually, I've only known the organization for a couple months, and everyone I've met who's involved, all from Deirdre all the way down, even Bethany, who's a volunteer in Central Jersey in the Red Bank area, she was just so opening and loving.
Yeah.
Very
warm people.
Pinups and Pitbulls is a great organization.
Thank you. That's why I signed up to volunteer.
Yep.
And to plug that, you can sign up to volunteer with our street team at pinupsforpitbulls.org.
So just so I get this verified, so when I type in the website, the incorporated's not in the website.
Correct. It's just pinupsforpitbulls.org, all spelled out.
Alright, beautiful. Alright.
If you voice command it on Google, just say Pinups for Pitbulls and it should come up. There's a couple organizations that use pinups and pitbulls now, and it's cute and great, and, but there's one incorporated, there's one 501c3 nonprofit that I'm aware of that this is what we do.
Beautiful.
So, let's see, what else? Go to the events page. There's tons of events coming up next week. Virginia Beach Tattoo Expo. I'm headed out to Wildwood for a tattoo expo for the Beach Bash.
What is that?
It's a tattoo expo.
Yeah, I said when is the tattoo? When is the Wildwood one?
Oh, it starts Friday. It's all weekend.
Maybe up at Boston Comic Con.
It's at the Wildwood Convention Center.
Nice.
So they'll have tons of artists. You can get tattoos on site. There's usually tons of great vendors, curiosity shops, clothing. It's usually a really neat, fun time. I would go on and on about the tattoo artists because they certainly blow me away. It's amazing. But I personally haven't gotten my first tattoo yet, so I can't be hypocritical and praise everybody, but there's some really, really talented people. We actually have some wonderful artists that volunteer with Pinups for Pitbulls, and it's another great community that I've really, out of all the expos I've worked, that's one of the nicest groups of people that I've had the pleasure to converse with.
That's sweet. Like I said, the reason I was asking because if it didn't conflict with the Boston Comic Con, maybe I would have went down there.
Yes, I heard about that one.
Yep, that's where I'll be this weekend. I'll be there with the cars. I still have no clue what cars we have coming down there yet because Eric hasn't told me. Yep, I'm just assuming the Batmobile. I'm getting closer to the new TV season.
Indeed. And up and promoted. I had some friends sharing that one. I'm excited for Gotham.
So am I.
Always excited for Gotham.
Yes, I am. The premiere day for Gotham is September 19th.
It's already marked on my calendar along with International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, international what?
International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Look it up. It's totally a real thing.
Okay, I will.
I'm not that creative. I did not come up with that on the spot.
Alright, all these new international holiday things I was not made aware of that I'm, only being made aware.
Most of them I find out about trending on the internet that day. I'm like, crap, it's International Pizza Day? I would have had pizza today.
Yeah, I know.
Well, okay. I'm always eating, but...
Sure,
Shark.
King Shark.
King Shark, thank you. But they had King Shark on Flash, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Just forgive me. I like the guy. I love the kid that plays the Flash, Grant Gustin. Definitely enjoyable. I just haven't gotten into the show.
It's
I
like
have to because next on my list is going to be Legends of Tomorrow, so I have to watch the Flash first.
Actually, you really don't have to watch the Flash first to get in the Legends of Tomorrow. Unless you want a little bit of background story on a couple of...
Cateness, more information is always good. If there's information out there, I have to have it.
Yeah, I hear that. Like I said, I can't wait to talk to Katie lots again this weekend.
It's adorable. And she's a badass. Very talented lady.
Yeah, very sweet.
Dancer, gymnast,
Yeah.
martial artist now. Well, weapons training. She's pretty awesome.
And, I met her back at Heroes of Villains Fan Fest, and I was a little intimidated at first, and she's like, don't be nervous.
Speaking of girls with weapons training, I keep seeing on Twitter that Emily Beecham, she's moving out of the training stage and into the filming stage for Into the Badlands.
Nice.
I love that show. That's everything I love about anime in a live-action show, and I love the cast. The writing was good. I'm excited for another season of that. I was glad AMC picked that up. AMC has just, I said, I don't know, in the fall or something, who would have thought that my Sundays were going to belong to something like AMC, you know? It was always the American Movie Classic. It was all old movies when I was growing up, you know? And now they own me with their TV. They're amazing. There's Into the Badlands, which is just, it's so cool. Kevin Smith is running the gamut on his reality on AMC, starting Geeking Out.
Yep.
Obviously, we're returning Comic Book Men Season 6. I just finished Preacher, first season.
I have to catch up on that.
Renewed. You're going to love it, and I know they got renewed. I can't wait
Nice.
for more.
Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead.
Yep. You did owns me.
Yep. Now, did you see the trailer? Did you see the trailer for season 7?
I've not seen it yet.
It looks phenomenal.
Well, duh.
Yeah, this one actually looks like it was ripped out of the comic book pages for once.
Oh, it's gonna be merciless.
Yeah. And of course, the thing I'm looking forward to is Supergirl season 2 returning on CW.
Yay.
Now,
Been hearing a lot about crossovers for that one.
yeah, there's gonna be a 4-night crossover between Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's cool.
Yep, did you see that they're starting to film for a remake of The Exorcist on Fox?
Yes, I did. That looks cool. I
Yeah.
actually liked the one remake they did. I get them all mixed up, but the one they did with Stellan Skarsgård was pretty good.
I forget which one that was.
I don't know, it was archaeology and such. It's been a while. It was good.
Uh-huh. Hey, do you know the X-Files thing that they did last year? Do you know if that was just a one-off, or are they going to be bringing out more of those?
Trend today was that they were in heavy talks to bring back more. I think that was kind of the premise for the long run, was to do a longer mini-series, try to whet everyone's appetite, and try to produce a new one. The way they ended it, it seemed as if they were leading in that we were going to have new agents to follow in the future, and still tie into Mulder and Scully. I would just really be on board for more Mulder and Scully.
I actually like the way they were doing it with the Legacy. Maybe that's because I like Robbie and Mel.
Yeah. I can never get enough Mulder and Scully, and even Doggett. I loved Doggett.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed. It was, I think, around college or something that they brought in Doggett. And I'm like, well, you can't. Oh no, I think it was earlier than that. But like, you can't get rid of Mulder, you know, and everything else. I was all bummed that he was just leaving the show. And well, they didn't disappoint. But I very much enjoyed that show. I actually just binge-watched that over the last year again. All of them.
You know what? You should...
The entire series.
And, of course, everyone forgets about the Lone Gunman spin-off.
Yeah.
Even with all the controversy around the pilot of that show, the overall series is great.
When did they fit that in? I can't remember when they fit that in.
It was right around 2001, because the first episode of The Lone Gunman has all the World Trade Center controversy.
Well, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Was that after the death of the Lone Gunman?
No, it was before.
So what would they do with that now?
They wanted to break. I know, spoiler alert, in the comic books, they brought it back. They brought them back somehow.
Of course.
You know, and I don't know. I would. Hey, you think you have?
You bring Mulder back from the dead, you know?
Yep.
So why not?
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I love those guys.
Yeah, so do I.
Obviously, I have a thing for funny groups of guys that are wicked smart and that are total nerds. Obviously.
Nice.
It's just good company. What now? You watching Olympics?
No, actually, no, I'm not, unfortunately. I just
Addicted.
just have not had the time.
I haven't had much time either, but I'm cramming it in there where I can.
I take that back. Occasionally, I'll watch the highlights on YouTube.
Well, that's something.
You know, I'm not the biggest sports guy in the world.
I'm not either, but when it comes to Olympics, I'm there. Because that's all the stuff that, well, I didn't do all of that, but stuff I did growing up, loved it, love, you know, total sports like that. As far as mainstream sports, really all I watch is hockey. I watch soccer, European football when I can. I don't really have any team because I just like watching it so much that I'll watch whoever's playing.
That's cool. The stuff I'm into sports-wise is not really considered sports. WWE, UFC.
UFC is totally a sport. I was talking about that on set last week, and I started talking about like watching the bantamweight fights, and like it's like watching a couple of coke addicts go at it. They're like crazy. They're so fast and spry, and you know, articulate in their moves. It's insane. And the one guy looks, he's like, "Wait," he goes, "Are you talking about MMA?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You're into that?" I'm like, "Yeah, a little bit." He's like, "I did not expect that. That's badass." I'm like, thanks. Girls like it too. I miss Miracle Crow Cop.
Nice.
He was my dude, my heavyweight. I like the heavyweight fights the best.
I'm a huge fan of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, well, obviously if you're a wrestling fan.
Oh, plus a lot of people forget what he actually overcame to become champion.
Yep. No, and even once he was in the UFC, he had to overcome stuff again.
Yeah. I mean, he had overcame cancer and like 3 different surgeries and had
Yep. And people didn't give him credit when he first signed on that he was going to be terrible and blah, blah, blah. He's quite versatile.
yeah.
Go Brock.
Yeah. And if I know you're gonna see Suicide Squad tonight. Have you seen any other movies?
No, I've been working.
I actually watched Tusk on Saturday night.
I was doing my workout. I watched that before the Kevin Smith premiere. I was able to cram that in. I was home for a few hours the one day before.
Yeah, I actually watched it Saturday because it's the only one of Kevin's movies I never saw before, and I loved it.
I'm glad you did, and I certainly appreciated the humor in it, and what I liked about it is that you still see his heart, you know? And it was a funny concept. concept. I love that he made it because he could. There's so much that I do love about it. It just wasn't my style for the movie. I kind of checked out after the actual walrus. Oh my god, Jesus. I've had enough.
I drifted at certain parts, and then I would get back into it, and then it was for a Kevin movie. It was very slowly paced.
For me, it was less about drifting from the characters and the interaction. It was more the depravity of what actually happened in that movie. I couldn't live with it. I couldn't see what they did to Justin Long. I just couldn't watch it.
See, that I was giggling out. I'll admit, I was giggling at that just a little bit because it's Justin Long.
Okay, it was just disturbing.
Yeah, it was disturbing nonetheless.
And then I had to wait in line at the secret stash, and I turned around and I'm like, Jesus, it's the walrus.
And then, of course, after when I watched it online, they played at the end after the credits rolled, like 10 minutes of the podcast that initiated the whole idea.
Mm-hmm. And again, that's the greatest part of that movie. That and getting Johnny Depp to do it.
Yeah.
That guy was funny. That character was funny.
Definitely. I'm actually gonna write a fan letter to Johnny just to thank him for the movies.
Do it.
Because I actually, after Yoga Houses, I got this new reinvigoration and inspiration, though. I just want to go after all my crazy, wildest fantasies and then I'm in the reality again.
Well, if he's really looking for all excuses to play that character again, ask him to reply with a video for you.
Yeah, I mean, because Moose Jaw sounds great.
Mm-hmm. That does sound like a really good concept. I'm like, okay, what's Moose Jaws gonna do? What? It's Jaws with Moose? Oh, yeah, I'm in.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! See, the funnier thing for me is going to be talking to Jason after it's made. He's just going to be like, yeah, they killed Dwighty, had to kill off Silent Bob.
You didn't spoiler alert.
Whoops. Well, that's speculation. I didn't say it was going to happen.
You can't backtrack. You can't unsay it now.
That's true.
This is the interwebs. It's going to be out there forever.
That's true, but I can edit that part out right now.
I guess you could. How do you feel about that in general? Like, you're tethered to me forever if this gets broadcast, I'm just saying.
What's that?
Okay with that?
What?
Is it? You're tethered to me forever now because we broadcast together. You okay with that?
I'm awesome with that. And, no, honestly, and this is Adam talking, not Blonde Adam talking, I'm very privileged and blessed to have you co-host with me every time we do it.
You are mushy today. I am right on board with that. I'm right back at you, dude. You're good. You're a good dude.
No, no, no.
I was very lucky to meet you, to take a spin around a con with you, and to get to know you. I'm very privileged myself, so I'm quite happy about you.
I've just, like I said, I've been having a weird couple days when just been reflecting. I think it's near what we've been.
You're emoting. It's healthy.
Yeah, no, actually, I've been. I get like this every around what would have been my grandmother's 82nd birthday.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks, and it just gets me thinking and all that, and I realize just how lucky and how blessed I am. The other day when I put out my 180th episode, I was like, wow. This was not supposed. I didn't think this was going to last this long. And I just look at everything I've gotten out of it. I feel very blessed.
I suppose all you need is ambition and a dream.
So I think on that, thank you for doing another episode with me.
Had a great time as always.
Yep, we would definitely
Thanks
give this.
for having me.
Yep, we'll definitely have.
Thanks for featuring some pinups for pimples.
Anytime. You always have the welcome invitation to come back anytime you want.
I'll crash that party.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll, like I said, definitely do this again.
Please.
Yep.
Count me in.
Cool. Blind item out.
Viewfinder. Image. Take picture. Viewfinder. Take picture. Stop recording video. Button.